Hello, how you doing everybody? I hope you're all doing excellent. Today we're going to continue working on the FC project, doing a little bit of body work. I want to get these bumper covers finished off, prepping, and painted. But before we do that, I need to make sure that front bumper is going to fit on the new setup with the intercooler. So let's head over here to the FC and see what we need to prepare. So we've got this big new front-mounted intercooler that we installed in a previous episode, and what we need to do is make sure the bumper cover is going to fit over that. What I want to do is put this fiberglass bumper support back on front of this intercooler to protect it, to protect the whole front end of the car if we have any bumps or bruises. And so we need to make some cuts. So I'm just going to hold this up here, make some markings, and then we're going to see if we can cut this thing to fit. Then we put the bumper cover back on top of it and make some cuts into that before we paint it and finish it. So we got to cut this whole thing off probably right about here. Right about here. And see how close that gets us. Alright, so I ended up having to take pretty much this whole quarter off because none of this will fit with the intercooler setup. So what I'm left with now are these front parts. They do have one bolt that still holds it in back here, and then two of the mounts that go to the front bumper cover. And now of course the front bumper cover doesn't want to go flush because of the huge intercooler. So the next thing is to mark this and cut it back probably almost all the way flush, because it looks like I need to go about that far. Yeah, so we'll see. I might have to lose a lot of the front of it. So anyway, I'm going to cut that and show you that now. Okay, so that was pretty messy, but it worked. So let me show you how the bumper support's fitting now. So for ease of access, I took off the whole front edge on this fiberglass bumper support, and it's lined up perfectly. There's plenty of clearance, which is great. And now we can bolt it in just temporarily, because I do want to smooth out some of these edges that we made and make sure there's some primer on there, self-etching primer, so that these pieces don't rust. But now we can mark off the front bumpers to get them fitted. Alright, so I already placed the bumper up here, and I can't even get it to sit flush enough to start figuring out the details, but I can tell that this area needs to be all cut down, and these need to be cut down to account for the intercooler piping and then the core itself. So I'm going to start with that and then try and place it up again, see if we can get it mounted. really messed this up. The fitment is starting to get good, but when I made a cut to remove that, I really butchered this front cross section. That grinder wheel was a little too aggressive. So I think up here I can smooth all that out. But down here I'm going to have to probably replace that whole section with something. And then I have a lip that will tie it all together. But back in here, I'm going to go ahead and clearance out a little bit more for the intake tubing. And then we'll carry on from there. But man, butchered this section right here, so that's going to be real tough to fix. Okay, so I was pretty bummed about that first bad cut, to be honest, but the flapper wheel, worked a lot better for shaping the back of the outlets where the intercooler piping is running, and the fit is actually really good. So let me show you. So that looks pretty great. Obviously down there I'm frustrated about, but I do have a plan for that. Back here I actually have the stock S4 bumper, and I'm going to use this section of it. I'll remove it, place it over, and do some custom work to get that other bumper fixed up, and I think that'll work. So some of you who have watched the channel for a while know I've been working on this bodywork stuff for a long time. I'm a complete amateur, and I'm teaching myself through YouTube and other resources online, and this bumper has been a lot of work. I wanted to go with the S5 trim, but it had a lot of damage, and still this is not perfect. I need to touch this up. It's little dings and dents. This Mazda symbol actually had chunks missing out of it, and I was able to repair all that and get the symbol looking good again, and still working on it. So now it continues to be a project. So I'm going to rebuild this bottom part of the front lip. These sections are going to fit much better once I reorient the hardware, which we'll do after we bead roll and get everything finalized for the intercooler installation. But all in all, I think it looks pretty good, and it's always nice to see a new piece going on the FC, making it look more complete. Now, considering the amount of work I need to do to that bumper, obviously I'm not going to get painting it today. The rear bumper cover, however, is another story, and just for the way YouTube likes to search through the videos and promote them, I'm going to do that in a separate video just about painting that back bumper cover and show you my results with the spray guns that I'm using. So if you want to continue this, just click the link above. It'll take you right there. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please remember, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.